YTBC, what's the deal? I've already done a video about this fight will be taking place May 7th. Kubrat Pulev versus Derek Chisora. I was just reading I actually caught something that he said that I didn't catch earlier. I want to speak about it. He says that this is a very important fight for me. I've learned a lot from the Klitschko fight, but now I'm back stronger than ever. Okay, now that's his opinion. He's the fighter, he's in there, so only he really knows if he is a stronger fighter or even a better fighter since the Klitschko loss. Now, he has had 2 fights after that. George Arias and Maurice Harris. Both of those fights are here on YouTube. I've seen both of those fights. 2 different fighters in front of him, and it was different things he had to worry about in the Klitschko fight that he didn't have to worry about. Okay, let's take the Maurice Harris fights for example. The Maurice Harris fight was a fight he didn't have much to worry about as far as anything coming back. Harris just decided in that fight to put his high guard up and back up against the ropes and let Pulev just chip away with jabs, and then he was sneaking right hands through. Good, was that his right hand to the body? He was landing some good single body shots. And Harris is a guy that isn't just easy to just beat. I mean, he's has quite a few losses, but I mean, he's beaten Jason Bergman. He's went the distance with Edmund Gerber. He has a victory over Derek Rossi. He went the full distance with Amir Mansour. You know, so he'll take some guys. He even beat Nagy Aguilera. You know, so he's had his ups and downs. You know, he'll take some guys far into fights. You know, he's had his ups and downs over the years, you know. But in this fight, he just selected to go on his back foot. I mean, he's 40 years old. He elected just to go on his back foot, and he got walked down by Pulev. So I don't know how you would feel stronger, you know, but I guess psychologically, when you go in there and you fight downhill, nothing to worry about, obviously you're going to feel better of the outcome of the fight because you were able to dominate. Whereas Klitschko, him and Klitschko had like a stalemate with the jabbing contest at first in that fight. Looked like they were going back, and it seems as if he was as quick as a draw with his jab than Vladimir was that night. And then Vladimir would disrupt that rhythm. Once Vladimir noticed that, okay, Pulev's kind of matching me jab for jab, then Vladimir will bounce on his feet a little bit, change up the rhythm, change the distance, tweak it just a little bit, then he'll shoot in with a jab. And then he will shoot in with the jab right hand and then hold. Or he was shooting with the jab, bounce, 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 and then shoot in with a lead left hook. Lead left hook. And that was one of the punches that dropped Pulev. Then he got up and then he got finished with a left hook again. Then there was a punch in there. It was the same thing. The jabbing looked about 50-50, and then Vladimir kind of switched it up. He was kind of positioning his gloves in different positions, kind of leaned over a little bit at the waist, and then he hit him with a quick jab and a boom, a straight right hand. He switched up the rhythm. He switched up the rhythm and he changed the distance just slightly, and it kind of confused Pulev, I thought, to the point where he didn't know if it was a jab that was going to come in or if it was going to be a lead hook or a lead straight right hand. He just didn't know which one to anticipate, and he kept getting caught with that lead left hook, you know. So, and then the George Arias fight. George Arias, Brazilian guy, rugged journeyman. He was able just to control the distance in that fight. We know Arias is a much smaller guy at 5'11", much smaller as far as height and reach than Kubrat Pulev. And Arias, you know, he pushes guys to the distance mostly all the time when he fights. Carlos Takam, Huey Fury, I can't remember everybody else, but quite a few guys he takes all the way to the distance in his fights when he fights them. Maybe, I believe, Ali Harrison. I can't remember, but I know George Arias, journeyman, usually wins that Brazilian heavyweight title. He's a rugged guy, hard to get out of there. You know, he just fought Carlos Takam. Same thing, he'll put up the high guard. He'll take your best and he'll try to deliver his. Very limited because of his size and just, you know, his natural ability as far as his hand speed and stuff like that. Limited, but he's a workhorse, you know. So for Pulev to dominate that fight, again, it was 2 different dynamics you had to worry about as far as facing Klitschko and facing Arias. You didn't have to worry about anything coming back. You didn't have to worry about jabs and guys changing distance on you, straight right hands or left hooks that can hurt you with one single shot. You didn't have to worry about those things. So I don't expect him to agree with me. You know, obviously he's the fighter and he, you know, mentally feels right. He mentally feels as if, hey man, I'm a stronger fighter now than I was then. I mean, you look at the weight. I mean, he came into the Klitschko fight at 247. Arias, he came in at 245. Harris, he came in at 248. So not like he lost weight to get in shape or anything. I just think you was in there with Vladimir. He was just a better fighter than you. And whenever you get in there with Vladimir, he may always be a better fighter than you on fight night. He did do a few little things that landed a few little combinations on Vladimir, but nothing of significance. Vladimir dominated him, and to me, he was able to dominate him once he started to change up the rhythm of the fight and change the distance just a little bit. Because I thought his jab was reaching Vladimir pretty even. I thought they were pretty even when they were trying to jab each other in the center of the ring. But excited about this Pulev versus Chisora fight. Chisora's going to have to get in his chest. He's going to have to get past that jab and change the rhythm. He's going to have to control the distance. If he lets Pulev control the distance, he's going to get beat. But Pulev isn't a great inside fighter. He'll elect to hold with you. If you want to rest on the inside, he'll rest on the inside. It's when he gets that distance and that separation, and he can gauge how far he is from you. Then he likes to jab you, same way he did Alexander Yusinov. Just wanted to get this discussion out there. We know this fight's happening May 7th, Chisora Pulev, but what do you guys think? Do you think Pulev is a better fighter since Klitschko, or do you think this is just a fighter trying to get his psyche right, just trying to be confident going into this fight and, the next step in his career? Just getting it out there for discussion. YTBC, I'm out.